The Soul's Network, the Neuroscience of Tasawwur Imagination and Divine Creation. Assalamu alaikum. And welcome to Sufi Essence. From the first moment of creation, Allah instilled in us a profound and divine capacity, the power of imagination. We are not just passive observers of reality. We are, in a very real sense, co-creators of it. The words we speak, the thoughts we hold, and the visions we carry in our minds are not just fleeting images. They are the seeds of our future. But what is this mysterious power of imagination? Is it merely a fantastical daydream? Or is it a sacred faculty, a bridge between the physical and the spiritual? And what does modern science, with its powerful tools, have to say about this inner world? Today, we will embark on a journey into the Soul's Network, exploring the profound connection between the Sufi concept of Tasawwur imagination, the neuroscience of the creative brain, and our role as co-creators in the grand design of the universe. We will discover that our imagination is not a separate reality, but a profound and divine network that allows us to perceive, to connect, and to participate in the ongoing act of divine creation. This is a lecture on how to harness the sacred power of your imagination and to become a conscious architect of your own reality. Part 1. Tasawwur, the bridge between worlds. In Sufi metaphysics, imagination tasawwur is not a trivial act of make-believe. It is a powerful spiritual faculty, a bridge between the material world, alam o mulk, and the spiritual world, alam o malakat. The great Sufi masters like Ibn Arabi taught that there is an intermediary realm of being, the world of similitude, alam al-mathal, where spiritual realities take on imaginative forms. This is the realm where visions are seen, where dreams become a source of profound insight, and where the soul connects with truths that the rational mind cannot grasp. Tasawwur is the primary tool we use to navigate this realm. It is the ability to form mental images and concepts, not just of what is, but of what could be. It is the spiritual equivalent of an artist's brush, allowing the soul to paint visions of its destiny, of its connection to Allah, and of the reality it wishes to bring into existence. From this perspective, a vision is not just a thought. It is an act of spiritual perception. It is the soul's attempt to perceive and interact with a reality that is not yet manifest in the physical world. The Sufi tradition teaches that our life is a direct manifestation of our tasawwur. If our imagination is filled with fear, worry, and images of lack, we will create a reality that reflects those images. But if we fill our imagination with a clear and unwavering vision of our purpose, of our trust in Allah, and of the blessings we wish to bring into the world, our lives will become a living manifestation of those visions. The art of tasawwur is therefore not just a creative exercise. It is a spiritual discipline, a way of intentionally shaping the reality of our lives. Part 2. The Neuroscience of the Soul's Network for centuries. Science has struggled to understand the human imagination. It was often seen as a secondary function of the brain, a kind of mental playground. But in recent years, with the advent of fMRI and other brain imaging technologies, neuroscience is finally beginning to understand the immense power of our inner world. They are discovering that imagination is not a single isolated function, but a complex network of brain regions that work together to create our sense of self and our reality. This network, often referred to as the default mode network (DMN), is a system of interconnected brain regions that is most active when we are not focused on an external task. It is the network responsible for daydreaming, for envisioning the future, for recalling the past, and for our sense of identity. But what is most fascinating is what scientists are now calling the creative network. This network includes the DMN, but also integrates with other brain systems responsible for executive function and emotional processing. It is this network that allows us to take disparate pieces of information, thoughts, and memories, and combine them into new creative visions. Neuroscientists are now finding a direct link between what we imagine and what we experience. When we vividly imagine an action, the same neural pathways are activated in the brain as when we actually perform that action. This is the neurological basis of the placebo effect and the power of positive visualization. Our minds and our bodies do not fully distinguish between a vividly imagined reality and a physically experienced one. This powerful scientific finding gives a physical, tangible dimension to the Sufi teaching that what we hold in our minds will eventually become our physical reality. It suggests that our brain is a sacred vessel for tasawwur, and that our thoughts are the raw material for the world we are creating. Part 3. The Power of Visualization and the Law of Intention. Niyyah. Sufi masters taught that the first step in creating a new reality is the purity of intention, Niyyah. The Prophet Muhammad P.B.F. said, "Actions are according to intentions, and every man will get what he intended." In this hadith, we find a profound spiritual law that is at the heart of the creative process. Intention is not just a mental thought. It is a powerful spiritual force that directs the energy of our heart and our imagination. Modern psychology and coaching have adopted a similar principle with the use of visualization. They teach that to achieve a goal, you must first vividly imagine yourself having already achieved it. This practice, when done with focus and consistency, has been shown to improve performance, increase confidence, and manifest desired outcomes. But from a Sufi perspective, this is more than just a psychological trick. It is a spiritual act of aligning our intention with our imagination, and in doing so, we are aligning our will with the divine will. When we combine the power of our imagination tasawwur with a pure and sincere intention, Niyyah, we are activating the deepest parts of our soul's network. We are not just thinking about a desired outcome, we are energetically and spiritually aligning ourselves with it. We are sending a clear and powerful signal to the universe, and we are, with Allah's permission, bringing that vision into being. The power of a sincere prayer, the clarity of a focused intention, and the creative vision of a purified imagination is a spiritual trifecta that can literally shape our reality. Part 4. The ego's imagination versus the heart's vision. Just as there is a divine imagination, there is also the ego's imagination. The ego's imagination is a source of anxiety, fear, and worry. It is the voice that constantly envisions worst-case scenarios, replays past mistakes, and that projects its own insecurities onto the future. This is the imaginative faculty that is out of alignment with the divine. It is the network that has been co-opted by the nafs, the ego, to create a reality of suffering and limitation. The Sufi path is a path of purifying the imagination. The masters taught that we must become conscious of what we are imagining, and we must learn to redirect our imaginative energy away from fear and toward faith. This is the inner jihad, the struggle to control the mind and the imagination. It is the work of consciously choosing to replace a fearful thought with a thought of trust in Allah, to replace a vision of lack with a vision of gratitude, and to replace a memory of failure with a lesson of growth. The heart kalb is the control center of this purification process. The heart is the spiritual locus where the divine whisper is heard and where true vision is born. The imagination of the ego is chaotic and disjointed. Vision of the heart is peaceful and coherent. The key is to cultivate the stillness of the heart through spiritual practices, so that the divine vision can come through without the interference of the ego's noise. The purified imagination, guided by a sincere heart, becomes a powerful tool for divine creation. Part 5. From Perception to Participation. The co-creative self. The ultimate goal of this spiritual and scientific journey is to move from a passive perception of reality to an active participation in its creation. We are not just meant to sit back and watch the world happen to us. We are meant to be conscious, intentional co-creators with Allah. This is the profound meaning of the Hadith Qudsi, where Allah says, "I was a hidden treasure, and I loved to be known, so I created the creation so that I might be known." The act of creation is an ongoing act of unfolding the divine names and attributes, and we, through our imagination, are meant to be a part of it. When we use our tasawwur to envision a more just world, to see the goodness in people, and to imagine a future of peace and abundance, we are not just daydreaming. We are participating in the unfolding of Allah's attributes of mercy, justice, and generosity. Our imagination is a spiritual tool that allows us to perceive a higher reality, and in doing so, to bring that reality into our lives and into the lives of others. We are, in a very real sense, the artists of our own lives. And our imaginative faculty is the sacred canvas upon which we are painting our destiny. This is the ultimate secret of the soul's network. It is a network that connects us not just to our past and our future, but to the very source of all creation. Our imagination is not a separate reality. It is a sacred bridge, a divine network that allows us to connect with Allah and to bring His names into being. Part 6. Conclusion: the Sufi art of Tasawwur and the neuroscience of imagination are not two separate truths, but two sides of the same coin. They both point to the same profound reality, that what we hold in our minds and our hearts has the power to shape the world we live in. In this lecture, we have explored the Sufi concept of Tasawwur as a sacred faculty and a bridge to the spiritual world. The neuroscience of the soul's network, revealing the brain's role in creative visualization, the spiritual and scientific power of intention, Niyyah, and visualization, the crucial difference between the ego's imagination and the heart's divine vision. Our role as co-creators, moving from perception to active participation in divine creation. Your imagination is a gift from the divine. It is the sacred network that connects you to your purpose and to your Creator. The key is to purify it, to guide it with a sincere heart, and to use it as a tool for creating a life of purpose, beauty, and love. May Allah grant us all the grace to use our imagination to envision a world that is a living testament to His names. Watch, reflect, and share. Subscribe to our channel for more beneficial content.